Mia sat in the corner of the Cozy Cup Cafe. The aroma of coffee beans filled the air. She stared out the window as rain fell, her shoulders slumped. It had been a long, hard week.
Mind if I join you?
An elderly man sat down at her table. He smiled.
Rough day?
Mia shook her head gently.
You could say that.
The man nodded, understanding. He bought her a cup of tea. The hot tea warmed Mia's hands. She had been feeling down for days, but this small comfort brought a sense of peace. The warmth seeped through her fingers, spreading a gentle heat that seemed to reach her heart. She felt a glimmer of hope. It was a simple gesture, but it reminded her that there was still kindness in the world. She took a deep breath, savoring the moment. Maybe things weren't so bad. Maybe, just maybe, she could find a way to pass on this feeling to someone else. The thought made her smile. The man smiled again and left a $1 tip. It wasn't much, but it was a gesture of goodwill. He hoped it would brighten someone's day, just as the tea had brightened Mia's.
Pass it on? The words echoed in Mia's mind. She realized that kindness was a chain reaction, and she wanted to be a part of it.
Later, Mia walked past the park. The sun was shining and the air was filled with the sounds of laughter and joy. It was a perfect day to make a difference. She saw a young boy trying to fly a kite, but he was struggling. The kite wouldn't catch the wind, and his frustration was evident. The wind was against him, making it difficult for the kite to soar. Mia felt a pang of empathy for the boy.
Need some help? She asked, her voice gentle and kind.
The boy's face lit up with joy. He nodded eagerly, grateful for the assistance. Mia held the kite high, positioning it just right. She waited for the perfect gust of wind, and then, the wind caught it. The kite soared into the sky, dancing with the breeze. The boy's laughter filled the air. It was a sound of pure happiness, a melody that lifted everyone's spirits. Mia smiled, realizing that kindness was contagious. She had made a difference in someone's day, and that was enough to make her own day brighter. Across town, Mrs. Johnson baked cookies. She loved the smell of freshly baked cookies filling her kitchen, a scent that brought back fond memories of her childhood. Baking was her way of spreading joy, one cookie at a time. As she looked out her window, she saw her neighbor, Mr. Smith, struggling to rake leaves in his yard. The autumn leaves had created a colorful but daunting task for the elderly man. Mrs. Johnson decided to bring him a plate of cookies and offered to help. She knew that a small gesture could make a big difference in someone's day.
Here you go.
At the library, Sarah noticed a student struggling to reach a book on a high shelf. She remembered how frustrating it could be to need something just out of reach. Without hesitation, she grabbed the book and handed it to the student, smiling warmly. It was a simple act, but it made the student's day a little easier.
Here you go.
The student beamed with gratitude, feeling a sense of relief and happiness. It was a reminder that kindness could be found in the most unexpected places. Later that day, a young person saw an elderly woman struggling to cross the street. The traffic was busy, and she seemed hesitant to step off the curb. He quickly offered his arm for support, guiding her safely across the street. The elderly woman was visibly relieved and grateful for the assistance.
Thank you, son.
The woman patted his hand, a gesture of appreciation that spoke volumes. It was a small act of kindness, but it had a profound impact on both of them. These moments of connection and support created a ripple effect, spreading positivity and making a big difference in the community. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, contributed to a larger wave of goodwill. Days later, Mia opened her bakery. It was a dream she had nurtured for years, a place where she could share her love for baking with the community. The aroma of freshly baked bread and pastries wafted through the air, inviting everyone to come and taste her creations. To her surprise, a line snaked down the street. People from all over town had come to support her new venture. The sight was overwhelming and Mia couldn't believe her eyes. She had expected a few curious onlookers, but this was beyond her wildest dreams. People were eager to buy her pastries. The bakery was bustling with activity, and the sound of laughter and chatter filled the room. Customers marveled at the delicious treats on display, each one more tempting than the last. Mia's heart swelled with pride as she served each person with a smile. Word had spread about her kindness. Mia had always been known for her generous spirit, often helping those in need without expecting anything in return. Her reputation had preceded her, and now the community was eager to give back. They wanted to be a part of her success and show their appreciation for all she had done.
We wanted to support you. The words echoed in Mia's ears, and she felt a deep sense of gratitude. It was a testament to the bonds she had formed with her neighbors and friends. They had come together to lift her up, just as she had done for them countless times before. "You're a bright light in our town." The compliments were heartfelt, and Mia could see the sincerity in their eyes. She had always believed in the power of kindness, and now she was witnessing its ripple effect. Her small acts of generosity had touched many lives, and the community was shining brighter because of it.
Mia's eyes welled up. She was overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and support. It was a moment of realization, a confirmation that she was on the right path. Her bakery was more than just a business, it was a beacon of hope and a symbol of the community's resilience. She hadn't realized how much her small act had impacted others. The simple act of opening a bakery had brought people together, fostering a sense of unity and belonging. Mia understood that her journey was just beginning, and she was excited to see where it would lead.
Pass it on. The message was clear, and it resonated with everyone. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, had the power to create a ripple effect. The community was inspired to continue the cycle of giving, knowing that their actions could make a difference.
The elderly man from the cafe smiled at her from the front of the line. Mia knew she would. His presence was a reminder of the connections she had made and the lives she had touched. It was a beautiful moment, one that she would cherish forever. Kindness was a gift that kept on giving. The bakery had become a symbol of hope and generosity, a place where people could come together and support one another. Mia's heart was full, and she knew that this was just the beginning of something truly special. The Cozy Cup Cafe was filled with warmth, not just from the coffee but from the kindness that had blossomed in their town. It all started with a cup of tea and a kind word. Kindness is like a stone thrown into a pond. Its ripples spread far and wide, touching countless lives. Be the stone, make a difference.